This episode of The Third Sector is being made possible through the support of State Farm Insurance Agent Warren Cunningham, providing insurance and financial services at 1322 North A Street in Richmond. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. And by Dudas Law, providing skilled and efficient service for a wide range of legal needs. They can help guide you through a system that seems complex and scary. Dudas Law, skilled and compassionate attorneys serving you at 710 East Main in Richmond.
Hello and welcome to the Third Sector. In our society there are three sectors, the public, the private, and the nonprofit. It's that third sector, the nonprofits, that we're here to talk about today. My first guest is Bruce Daggy from the Boys and Girls Club. Welcome, Bruce.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I know Boys and Girls Club has been around for a long time. I also know there are probably folks out there that aren't familiar with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
So can you give us some history, how the Boys and Girls Clubs got started in the community and what their mission is?
Yeah, what started off as the Boys Club of Richmond was in what was the old fire station on Southeast Street, and that started in 1957. We were up on the second floor of that building. And we were there for maybe 4 or 5 years before they realized we ran out of space pretty quickly. So in 1960 or so, we had a capital campaign, built a new facility out on South 8th Street, and we were there up until 2003. That was called the Scott Boys Club, and towards the end of our time there, we became a Boys and Girls Club, which we are today. In 1999, we opened up our second location with Central United Methodist Church. And when we did that, we decided we were going to become a Boys and Girls Club. And then shortly after that, 2003, we opened up the Richard E. Jeffers Boys and Girls Club on South L Street in Richmond, and served both boys and girls at both of those locations. Not too long after that, we opened up our third location, which was in Fairview Elementary School in Richmond. Soon after that became our fourth location, which was in the elementary school in Hagerstown. So we have a club in Hagerstown. And just a little over a year ago now, we opened up our fifth location, which is called the Ronald L. McDaniel Foundation Boys and Girls Club. And it's on West Main in Richmond. So we have 5 locations now over the years, serve about 2,500 different kids as members every year, and basically every day after school we have anywhere from 650 to 700 kids come through our doorway.
That's a lot of kids.
It is a lot of kids. It's an awesome responsibility, but yet one that we take very seriously. One of our premises is that when kids come into our building, it's our job to make sure we have a really diversified program. So that, I call it the cafeteria plan, if you will. So once you come in and you're a member and you are allowed into the building, then what we do is you might come in and go right to your homework and tutoring program. You might go right to a computer lab. You might go to an arts class. You might go to our gym and run off a little steam. You might go into our kitchen area and have a nutritious snack. You might be a teenager, go to our teen center. You might go into a games room. The whole point is there are multiple options for kids to go throughout the day. So it's our responsibility to have a good quality program every day after school. We have about 75 staff members and hundreds of volunteers to make that happen.
Who chooses where the child goes when they enter the building?
The child does. And now, there's some strategy behind that. We certainly know that kids have some affinities that they're going to gravitate towards this or that based on their own personal makeup. But what we try to do is make sure that as they spend their day in the club, that they are somewhat directed or encouraged to participate in other program areas as well. So let's say for example, you're somebody who likes to go to the gym all the time and play basketball. Well, we get to know our kids pretty well, and we find out that maybe there's a need for some homework and tutoring help. And we encourage everybody to participate in different things. It might be a STEM activity, you know, science, technology, engineering, and math programming. It might be computer labs that get kids excited about learning about coding or robotics or something else. So it's really a focus of ours is to get kids to participate in different programs around the Boys and Girls Club. Having said that, there's no doubt that parents play some role in making sure their kids participate in different things, especially when it comes to academic programming. So we do have parents who sign their kids up for, we have about 10 teacher tutors who come in after school. So those are signed up by parents to make sure that kids get academic support in very specific areas.
So you've mentioned a couple times members.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how a child can become a member of the Boys and Girls Club.
We make it pretty simple, number one. It's important to us, though, that kids value their membership. People ask me all the time, well, you don't charge very much, which is $15 a year. Why do you even charge at all? Well, it's really about valuing the membership. It's really your ticket, your membership card gets you into a Boys and Girls Club every day. If you don't have the card, you don't get to come in. So it's a valuation of what a membership gives you to be a member, to participate in the Boys and Girls Club programming. So we think it's pretty critical that kids have a sense of belonging and that they're a part of something, as opposed to just being an open door for anybody to come in on any day they want. One of the unique things, I think, that makes a Boys and Girls Club different than almost any other program that I've ever been around is the fact that we have kids that start with us at age 6 and some that go all the way till they're 18. So you really get to see kids grow up and develop, and their personalities come out and their skills change, and their relationships with our staff over time is really the big driving factor and impact for the Boys and Girls Club.
So you mentioned 6 to 18. Is that
Mm-hmm.
the age range for members of the club?
That's correct. We really try to stick exactly within that. If you turn 18 in a year that you're a member and you turn 19 before your membership is over, you could stay. We generally don't let anybody in before 6 for a variety of reasons, but that's a pretty wide range of ages. And because of that, we have different areas in our clubs for different age groups. We have different programs designed for different age groups. We have different programs designed for both boys and for girls. So all of those are taken into account when we're looking at what happens when you come into the club every day.
So if you're only charging $15 a day, I'm bad at math.
A year.
A year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad at math.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 2,500 kids.
Mm-hmm.
How many staff did you say you have?
About 70 to 75.
That's got to take a lot of money, Bruce. Where's your money coming from, if not from this membership?
Well, I have to be perfectly honest and say we work very hard at raising money every year. Some of it comes from government grants that we get to run. So, for example, we have, we're a 21st Century Community Learning Center, and so we get funding from the Department of Education to provide academic support. We provide drug and alcohol prevention programming, so we get some funding from the Department of Mental Health and Addictions. we get funding through Boys and Girls Clubs of America for certain programs that we run. We certainly have a lot of fundraisers. We just had our 50th anniversary J.M. Hutton Golf Classic, and that's been obviously a long time supportive program of the club. And quite honestly, Rachel, a lot of our funding comes from community support. People out in the Richmond, Wayne County, and really people from outside of our area who maybe have past affiliation with our community who want to support kids and programs. So we're working all the time to raise the funding that it takes. So to your math analysis, we'll round off the numbers and say, let's just say $35,000 a year comes in from memberships, approximately. And our budget is around $2 million. So we don't make it off of the backs of kids and their families, but we want them to buy in to feel like there's a sense of we're a part of something.
Absolutely, I understand that. If there's no buy-in from the kids, what is the value of that membership?
Exactly right.
Yes. I really value the Boys and Girls Club. I see that it's not just a place where kids come after school. It's not a place for parents to dump their kids. It's a place where you really care about that child as a being, a well-rounded human being.
Well, thank you.
The programming is solid. And like you were explaining a minute ago, it's not, you don't just come and play ball all day.
No.
There's tutoring available and so much more.
And I'll go one step further, because while I'm a huge believer in quality programming, I mean, we don't take any of it lightly. We spend a lot of time not only researching what works, but using what we call evidence-based curriculums to make sure that it's been tried and tested. And then we spend a lot of time with our staff thinking through the mechanics of how a program should operate. What time should it be? How often should it run? How many weeks should it be? How much length of time in a particular day do you do? And what are the outcomes you're trying to achieve? All those are critical. But, and I say this very seriously, I believe firmly that what really changes kids' lives is relationships. So even though we have good quality programs, and I'm sure that some kids will tell you that program did this to me or changed that for the way I look at life or the way I perform, invariably, every year we have a program called Youth of the Year, and it's where our really outstanding older members participate. Without a doubt, whenever they talk about their experiences at the club, we call it the club, it's about a staff or multiple staff members who really change their life.
We've got less than 2 minutes.
Time's gone fast.
It does. It always goes so fast. I want to make sure that we touch on everything that's important here. And Youth of the Year was one of the things. What do we need to tell folks out there that we haven't covered already?
Well, I want to back up our claim that we have good programming, okay? And I appreciate your comments about what we do with kids. We just came back from our National Boys and Girls Clubs of America conference in Houston in May, and we were given an award called the Merit Award for Best Overall Program in the country. So we're very proud of that, what we can do for kids in Richmond and Wayne County. We're trying to bring the best that we can, and I think others have recognized that we are.
That's amazing, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You don't hear enough good news these days, so thank you for what you do. I know you've been there a long time. I know you have a lot of staff members that have been there a long time. And
very good people, great group of people to work with.
I think that really shows their dedication to the kids.
They're mission driven, there's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Bruce. Thanks for being here and sharing a little bit about the mission and focus of the Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you, Rachel.
And we'll be right back with more of the third sector. Welcome back to the third sector. My guest now is Marcy Crull from Girls Inc. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, I know you haven't been there very long. How long have you been executive director?
A little over 6 months.
Wow, brand new.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
I'll try not to stump you.
You might.
That's all right. If I do, we'll just back up.
Okay.
So, give us a little history of Girls Inc. How long has it been in the community, and what's the mission of Girls Inc.?
Well, Girls Inc., this is our 50th anniversary in our community, so that's
Wow.
exciting this year. Our mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And we do that every day with our after-school programs, our summer programming, and we're also in the schools.
Excellent. So when you say strong, smart, and bold, what does that look like? When a girl comes into the center, what would that look like in a typical day for them?
Well, we provide 9 core programs through Girls Inc. National. So research-based programming that really go anywhere from financial literacy to redefining beauty, positive pressure instead of peer pressure. We have sporting chance activities and programming. So we do a wide variety of activities, all in a girl-only space. So girls get there after school, and it's like home to them. They come in, they feel comfortable, they've developed relationships with the staff, they get to see these strong women role models at the center, and actually community members that come in as well and volunteer. And they just have that space where they can be themselves, they can take risk and open up to new opportunities that they wouldn't have before, and feel comfortable to do so.
Nate, you said something interesting that I want to touch on, because I think folks out there were probably going, redefining beauty. Why is that important? Tell us why that's important.
Very important. So the girls, well, I think everyone knows, we're hit from all different angles of social media, from magazines that they see, models, actresses, things they hear on the radio, and it can really distort what's important for young ladies, and thinking that it should all be on the outside and their appearance. And so we have a program that focuses on that, to really take that media image and what is put out there and kind of redefining that, and what does make someone beautiful, and looking at their differences and their different abilities, and really building that self-esteem. So we have a lot of girls in that middle school age that's in the center too, which is a really important topic for them, because they are having drama at school or trying to fit in, and run into that. So it really helps give them some tools and some backing, and to really build up their self-confidence.
It's a tough world for girls anymore.
It is.
And doesn't this also tie in with bullying in our schools and even at home sometimes?
It does, yes. So we have another program, which is our Friendly Persuasion program. And a lot of that has to do with bullying and being a friend. And it touches on substance abuse and conflict management. So one thing I've seen since I've been there is how girls lack conflict management skills, and you can see how youth turn in the wrong direction because they maybe haven't been taught that at home, or just what they're dealing with on a regular basis. And so these programs help give them other avenues to direct that to, and that's been one of the coolest things I've seen since I've been there.
So we talked about 9 core programs. We've touched on a couple of them. What are some other ones that girls would expect to participate when they come to the center?
We just wrapped up our financial literacy program, and we do a marketplace with the girls, and they love that. So for 2 weeks, they develop in teams their own products, and they have a certain budget, and they have to figure everything out, how they're going to market it, sell it to each other. Then we do a big marketplace, and so that was really cool to watch them do that. And there's other little bits and pieces just on budgeting and savings and everything that touches on that financial literacy piece. So we have that, and then we also do healthy sexuality, and that I think people sometimes misunderstand since we have young ones there, but a lot of that is back to that feeling comfortable with yourself and positive body self-image and taking care of yourself and being able to make positive choices. So it's not always what people think when we say that title, but we do start that at a young age just so that they do feel comfortable there in their own skin.
Now, my first guest was Bruce from Boys and Girls Club, and they talk about members of the Boys and Girls Club. Do you have members of Girls Inc.?
I guess we do, but we don't really call our girls members. They're just our girls, I guess. They're members, I guess, but yeah, they're our girls and our families. So I would look at our parents are part of that as well, even though they're not there every day. But we're there to be supportive for the parents, for the moms, and help them with conversations. And so they're part of our membership too, I guess.
I know you've done some events with moms and girls. Tell us about some of those activities.
It's kind of a wide range. I think the last one we had was a mom and me yoga, or a VIP, so they could really invite anyone they wanted to come. It doesn't have to be mom. We are looking at 4 new programs that we're going to open up to the community this year instead of just our girls and parents, because we know there's a lot of parents out there that need help with difficult conversations with their daughters. We are working with the Richmond Police Department to come in for one of them, and we're going to talk about social media and kind of the pitfalls and some things that girls are dealing with. I was even surprised of some of the younger girls, even 3rd grade, that there's certain apps that they can communicate with each other that as a parent I wasn't even aware. So really even just laying all that out for parents and what to maybe look for. We're also having what's our other ones? We're going to do kind of difficult conversations on bullying in school, talks about self-harm. So that's going to be one of our topics as well. And so really a wide range of...
There was an event that was before you were executive director. I believe Susanna Tanner did the photography that was so powerful, just capturing the mother and daughter, or special
Yes.
adult and daughter.
I heard about that one.
That was just an amazing event that I felt was really the essence of Girls Inc., making that connection with that special adult in their lives. And one of the things that I think Girls Inc. does really well for the young ladies in our community, having these difficult conversations and helping that special adult have those conversations is a valuable service that you help them with. But it really showed in those conversations, in those photographs, I thought, how those connections had strengthened just through those events that you were doing. It was really amazing to me to see those. So I've been leading you with some questions here. What else is going on at Girls Inc.? What would you like for the folks out there that are listening to know about Girls Inc.?
Well, we are in our summer programming right now. 2nd week. 1st week was fantastic. Lots of energy at the center all day long. So we have summer programming this year for 6 weeks, hoping it will be the entire summer next year. So if parents are looking into that, we do lots of fun things. The girls tomorrow are going to Brighter Paths to ride horses, Houston Woods on Wednesday. They go to the pools on Fridays. So we do a lot of outings that are just included in our summer programming. We try to introduce them to new experiences. So I think they're making jam one weekend at a volunteer's place, and so it's just a good time this summer. So that's really, that's what our focus is right now, is just making sure that the girls are having a great time this summer, and incorporating our programming as well with that. So, and then we are also planning a 50th anniversary bake sales, what we're calling it. So the invites haven't been out yet, but it will be for really anyone we can find that has touched Girls Inc. in some way. So from the very start, we're looking back through past board members, past volunteers, the ladies that ran all of our different locations, and we're just inviting them back. We're calling it a bake sale because I guess that's how they used to raise the money in the beginning, and we're just going to kind of honor them from their vision and what they were able to start here, and be able to show off our new building to them, and it's going to be fun. I hope a lot of ladies attend that.
Tell us about that new building.
So we are, I think, in our little over second year in this building. It's a fantastic space. The girls love it. We have lots of room. We're doing lots of changes still with our building. Right now we have program spaces that for all of our age groups to be divided up. We're working on our bold room for our 6th through 8th grade girls, and I just had a group in and was looking at it today, and it's purple, but they wanted the walls purple, so they're designing their space, but that room is hopefully going to be finished soon. We have some really nice outdoor spaces that we're excited about this year, since the houses across the way have been torn down. So we are looking at raised garden beds and a greenhouse out there, and hopefully our playground will be up by next summer. So lots of excitement going on. Lots of fun things.
Fun changes coming. That's amazing. Do you have a need for volunteers in your community?
Absolutely. We partner with Earlham and IU East, and so that is the bulk of our volunteers right now, but I would love to expand out. We've tried to work with individual businesses to bring in some women just to do I think we called it our Strong Women Tuesday events with the girls, to where they could meet different women in the community, hear about their positions, because with the little ones, a lot of times when you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, it's things that they see. So they might say teacher, or they say McDonald's, so now it's really opening their eyes to what else is out there, even just in our community and these positions. So that's been really cool. But hoping to bring in more people just to work with them, maybe even to be a part of our group activities and how we can kind of team up. First Bank was great and came in during Marketplace and helped us with that. They ran our bank. So just trying to, even if it's volunteer for the day, and how we can utilize that person, but we're always looking for new people to come in.
So if folks are out there and they would like to volunteer, how can they get in touch with you?
They can stop by, they can call us, visit our website, Facebook page. We're usually pretty good at responding to that pretty quickly. So any of those avenues.
Great. Believe it or not, we are out of time already.
Wow, that went fast.
It always goes so fast. So I want to thank you for stepping into this role, and I know you're brand new at it, but I hope there are many years ahead for you there.
Well, thank you.
The amazing work that's going on there. Thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and thank you for being here. And thank you for joining us today for the Third Sector.
This episode of The Third Sector has been made possible through the support of State Farm Insurance Agent Warren Cunningham, providing insurance and financial services at 1322 North A Street in Richmond. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. And by Dudas Law, providing skilled and efficient service for a wide range of legal needs. They can help guide you through a system that seems complex and scary. Dudas Law, skilled and compassionate attorneys serving you at 710 East Main in Richmond.